Good morning and a very warm welcome and welcome back to another record deck service. We haven't done one for a while and we've got all the stuff. Hang on, let me just mute that. Sorry about that, folks. I forgot to mute the monitor. There we go. Right. Because we don't want it echoing, do we? Certainly not. Anyway, I usually mute it on YouTube, but I couldn't be bothered sliding all the way back over. Right, so let's have a look round this record deck. This is the record deck that come out of the GEC radiogram. It's the RC121H 3-speed unit by Garrard, and I noticed that the clip's missing. Now what you do to get the turntables off these, it's pretty simple. You sort of lift it up and hold it. In this case we can do it by the mat, and then it's all to clunking. Yeah, just give it a slight clunk and off it comes. It really is as simple as that. Now let's have a look at the feel of the idler. Oh, the idler feels nice. It's a dead thick chunky one as well. This deck is actually in really nice condition. What we'll do, we'll pull the head shell off the front. If it will come off, that is. Some of them have been on there for years and don't like moving. But this is a removable one. Oh, there we are. Right, yeah, that cartridge will be dead. Yeah. Yeah, I would think. Anyway, we'll test him. We'll test him out and find out. Has he got the Garrard badge on the arm? He has. He's complete. That's what we like to see. Find something to put through there, tie the arm down so don't damage it. I made this wire off this CB circuit board will do. This is going to be... So what we'll do, we'll feed that through there like that, and then just tie it round. I've changed some of the settings on the software I'm using, so that I can have the high definition. So you know, if there's any issues, let me know in the comments. I can see it anyway, but. You know, if you find anything, then let me know. Anything that I miss, then let me know. But I'm monitoring YouTube and I'm monitoring the software at the same time, and it seems to be behaving. I'm just looking at me green square, and that seems to be okay. So what we'll do, we'll start by the usual process. And we'll remove the idler. We've got to clean all this. Remove the idler, put all the bits into the turntable as normal. We probably won't do a full strip down of this because I don't think there's going to be much need to do that. But I've never done one of these. This is the first time that I've done one. It's gonna need a good cleaning. Look at that, it'll come up like new. I'm not going to strip it entirely, there's not really any need. This grommet here is a bit perished. I think there was one there at one time. Yeah, the motor grommets have perished, so we need to try and find some that will work. Yeah, we need to put new motor grommets in. They're fucked. They're knackered. So we need to look for, see what we've got in the way of grommets. See what we can find that will work. And these are actually, so we can start by removing the motor really. We can start by taking the motor out. If we can get it to stand up on its edge or something, which you can't really, I mean, it just wants, oh there we are, it just wants to fall forward. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the, see how many screws hold it in, see how this is held in. Yeah, the grommets are all shot. The two back ones are not. The two back ones are not. It's only the two forward ones. It's only the two front ones that have gone. That screwdriver would seem to like to do the job. See if I can get it to at least turn. There we go. The idea is to get the grommets out, then have a look in my junk. See if we can find some. I don't think I've got any this size, but I'm pretty sure we'll find something that'll do the job. Because these are completely shot. So, but I'm confident we'll find something. We've got plenty of scrap decks knocking about somewhere. So, take that out of there. And there's actually inserts in there. We don't want to lose them. Metal dowels in there. So now if I can pull this one out carefully without dropping the metal dowel. No, I can't. I've got to get the other one as well, so I'll get enough clearance. But the two back ones are okay, luckily. I'll just turn this to just get a turn on it. There we are. That just breaks it, breaks the fact that it's the tension really. Get the washer. We will be able to do something about this, I mean, I'm pretty sure of that. Move that one out of the way, lift that one out. So, I mean, that's just broken, it's just come apart in my hands really. And we'll leave them there for now. Now we'll see about I think them ones there could be quite difficult to get out. Yeah, they could be quite difficult to get out. Makes you wonder how they got these things in the first place, doesn't it? But we're going to leave that like that for now. The two bottom grommets are okay. They're alright. It's the two top ones that have gone. Right. Screw that down so it doesn't waggle about and scratch the paint. There we go. Just take that out there for now. Right, so what I'll do, I'll get, I've got an empty IPA tub up here. Alright. Oh. So what we'll do, yeah, I've changed my settings to so that I can get the high definition. I mean, I may as well get what my camera is capable of. But I've not gone too crazy on it. I've gone, there's a bit in there. Oh no, there's not. What there was. I've not gone too crazy. I've set it a little bit lower. I read a tutorial on, I watched a tutorial, should I say, on YouTube. And the guy on there explained how to set it up for HD. So there we go. Just go and see who that is. I think that is the Oracle. Just go and say good morning. Is that the Oracle? Oh no, it's Harvey. Good morning, Harvey. How's it looking? How's it looking from your end, mate? I'm expecting you to tell me that it looks good and sounds alright. But things can be deceptive. But I'm expecting it to be alright. Right, let's just move out a minute. Yeah, I've just muted YouTube because I noticed that it was flashing on the top desktop audio bit there, so I've just muted that. Is it looking good, Harvey? Yeah. Yeah, the 1080 it needs to be in 1080p. It really does. I mean, it was all right last night, but I think it's better. I've just watched a tutorial. I'll just quickly say, I've just watched a tutorial on YouTube that a friend of mine, Phil, came across last night because I was telling him about the software that I'm using, and he did a search and he found a tutorial. So anyway, he mentioned it, so I searched for it and found it. And I've just watched that, and the guy explains it really, really good. And he explains it really well. So basically, I decided to... basically, I just followed the settings that he used. Oh, cheers for that, Harvey. I just selected the settings that he used. Except for one, I did change the setting, but instead of going for 5,000, I went for 4,000, just in case the connection, just in case it bogs the connection down a little bit. And I'm just checking for drop frames, and there isn't any, which is what we want to see. We don't want any drop frames. So yeah, as long as that keeps behaving like that, then I'll leave it to do that. I might not even try the, what do you call it, lead now, the Cat 6 Ethernet cable. I probably won't even try that now, because if this is working, then I'm going to leave it as it is. What I'm doing here, Harvey, I'm servicing the, as you can see, I can't see the screen now because I've moved away. Let me just move back. The nice thing about having the workshop tidy, I can roll around in my chair. Yeah, you need a... Oh, you've got the microphone. Oh, you lucky devil. Yeah, well, if anything comes along, I'll let you know. Because I've only got one spare, and that's not really mine because I've already given it to Steve. So I'll have a look at Goulburn and see what there is. How much? What do you call cheap? You know, what's your idea of cheap, Harvey? Because then I know what. If I do see one, I know what to spend. You know, but you have to factor in postage and packing with that as well. But I'm glad you got your Brennel done. I can never get that word out quite correctly. Brennel, yeah, I must be getting better. I'm glad you got your Brennel done. But yeah, just give us an idea on what you want to spend. And, you know, if there's one at Goulburn, I'll grab it for you if it's within the range that you want to spend. Oh, to what? £5? Oh, £25. I was going to say you won't do it for a fiver. But yeah, you know, well, I'll see what I can get within that budget. Are you including postage in that, or, you know, or is that just for the actual unit itself? If there's one there, I will grab it and mail it out to you. You know, I don't have an issue with doing that at all, mate. Right. It's on this channel. Right, I don't get that. What's on this channel? On my channel? Just for the unit? Right. Right, so you've got the controller, you've got the microphone, you just want the actual gram deck mechanism unit itself, I take it. Yeah, well, we'll see what's about. We'll see what's about. Oh, I'll get it as cheap as possible, Harvey. You know, you've never seen me haggle at Goulburn. It's a shame you live so far away. You could have come and watched me. Yeah, here's my plate, Christine.
What did you have last night?
I had half of that lasagna. I'm going to have the other half for my lunch. Yeah, there's a what do you call it in the fridge? If you do you want a piece of that Swiss roll?
No, I have a piece of it.
I'll bring it through. I'll cut a piece off. Here, there's me cut. We'll have a piece of that Swiss roll. I'm just doing a video.
I was in bed last night when you rang me up. And
Yeah, I know you told me that. You don't have to tell me again. You told me. You were in bed. Yeah, I invited her over for a bit of supper because Kelly gave me, Kelly over the road, gave me a nice hot lasagna. And I invited Christine over to share it with me, but she was in bed, so I ate half of it myself. And I'm going to eat the other half for me lunch in a bit. Anyway, what we're going to do here, what we're doing here today, today's project is to service up, because I can't do nothing with the radiogram, because the audio output pentode valve is broken, and I don't have one. I thought I had, but I haven't. So, we're going to just clean around the place, and we're not going to strip it down if we don't have to, because there's no need. I mean, this thing's clean. This thing's not bad, it's clean, so we're not going to strip it if we don't have to. I mean, there's no point pulling it apart and making more work. You know, if somebody's got one and they've taken it apart and they don't know how to put it back together, that's what the manual's for. But if somebody needs assistance, I'll gladly provide it. If somebody wants me to look at a certain part. These wires are not very clever. I'm going to have to do something about these wiring, because I don't really want to. I might even do something about see if I can change that motor. But or even just resheath the wiring or something. 'Cause I'm not happy with that. I'm not even leaving this wiring on. It'll be this only goes to the switch. I can put new wiring in there and heat shrink it. But you just give it a clean, really. Give it a clean around the place. But luckily this one's not that dirty. You know, and then a bit of corrosion here and there, but you know, nothing to get into and stir over. Nothing's seized up, luckily. It's all dead free, which is what we like to see, really. We like to see it all nice and free. The speed mechanism is a bit stiff, but once we've got into oiling all this, getting all this oiled, I think this all unscrews from the top here, but we'll investigate that when we get to it. There's not really much here now to do. I mean, it's not really dirty, and the mechanism actually works really good. I mean, I could strip it down, but just don't see the need. When a good service, a good cleaning will do. Right, so what we'll do next, we've got to clean the other side of it yet. Let's have a look at the speed change mechanism. And see how it operates. Yeah, we know where we're going with that now. Bring the grease over. There's no grease on that at all. It's whatever was on there is completely wore off over the years. So we'll put some new grease in there. Now we've got a nut there, we don't want to lose that. And basically what we'll do, we'll oil all the pivots. That actually feels good now. Get in a position where I can operate it a bit better. Because really it should be like butter. It should be like butter, really. Get a bit of grease on the top of there as well. It just means that it can move through there smoothly. And that there is a pivot point, which needs a bit of grease on that. And we'll drop a bit of oil down there as well. So now let's try that. You know what I mean? So now what we'll do, we'll go around all the pivot points and we'll oil all the pivot points. I don't have the lubrication chart, but I don't feel that I need it. Just, whoops. There we go, bit in there. Bit there. Bit there. Only need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. We'll put a bit more grease actually. Let's get the grease back out. And this had a bit of grease on it, so we'll get a bit of grease on here. And we'll get a bit of grease in this cam gear here. Get a bit of grease on that. You don't need a lot. A little bit works its way around. And there's an actuation pole there, which you don't put any grease on that. That is supposed to be dry. Just oil all the pivot points really. you know, so that everything can move a bit smooth. Let's see how we're... Yeah, that's all nice, that. That there's okay. Just drop a bit more down everywhere, it'll all find its way in. I mean, there's bits here that don't look as though they move, but they actually do. And the oil will find its way where it needs to go. And it'll do it pretty quick as well. I've done that one. Do that. That moves. No, that doesn't. It doesn't matter. This linkage here is supposed to be dry. So we'll leave that. Let's see what else we've got. What I'm going to do now. Hey? No, I want it in here because I'm doing a video. We'll turn all the mechanism. And all that turns and works beautifully. Look at that. That's all working lovely, that. Yeah, I'm doing a live video, Christine. So I can't just walk off. I'm going to have my brew in here. Yeah, you haven't made it like Nat's piss this time, have you?
Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine. Where's that Swiss roll?
I've not got it yet.
Oh, bring that Swiss roll through.
What's your plates up, Andy?
Cheers.
You have Kelly's plate?
No, that was my plate.
No, Kelly's plate's there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, just leave that there for now.
Anything on it?
Yeah, there's a big loaf of bread on it. There's a hair in there. There we go. Now let's have a look top side. Support that motor. Now this is all going to need to be cleaned. And I'm not going to oil this till I've cleaned it. And we've also got here where it's a bit manky. And clean that there, you see. See, you don't have to strip things down to do the job. You know, a lot of people think you have to pull it all to bits, and you look at that there.
Yeah, Andy.
You know, that's come up like new. Right. This is what we're going to do here. Scraps is soon in here, isn't he? You're not getting a piece of this. It'll make you shit through the eye of a needle, lad. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want a piece of this, Christine?
Yeah.
Do you want a big piece?
A little big piece.
A little big piece.
No, a big piece.
You can't have a little big piece. You can either only have a big piece or a little piece.
A big piece.
About that?
No.
What about that?
That much.
There we go. Look at that. Wait there a minute. I'm not having as much as that, although I am having a big piece. Put that there.
What time did you get up? You didn't get up at 7.
No, I didn't get. Yeah, I get this knife. I'd only get it all
I rang
over
you up at
the
7.
job. I know you rang me up at 7. I was asleep at 7. I had this issue, Christine. Called on lying in bed with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Right, so, basically, you have to stop at this point, and you have to. Where's me? There it is. I nearly forgot where my piece of cake was. Look at that. Oh, lovely. While I eat this, I'll have a chat, and I'll look at the chat. That way, you lot don't see me trophy. I don't really eat breakfast. Hello, Ben J. Hope you're all well. Who else is up there? I mean, most of it's Harvey. Most of it's Harvey. Not that I mind. I see the dislikers come on again. One dislike. Yeah, hello. Yeah, I think I've said hello to Benjiona. Hello, love egg. Yeah. I don't really eat breakfast. I mean, I used to. But that being said, I am partial to a full English. She'll have a long way to bring it, Harvey. It'll be cold by the time it gets there. That's an interesting thought, that, isn't it? That's an interesting thought. If you sent a cup of tea through the mail in a thermos flask from here to Harvey, would it arrive to him hot? Given the speed of our Royal Mail, I'd have to say no. Anyway, back on with this job in hand. Now, I don't really do breakfast. You know, I do if I've got the stuff in for it, but I can't pronounce that. Since you got the what, you always have breakfast. Yeah. Yeah, you like them, Big Harvey? Yeah. Yeah. Had over 20 caps missing. You had over 20 caps go missing. Where from, Harvey? Do they actually make anything with 20 caps in it? Yeah, yeah. So who had your caps then? Anyway, let's get back on with getting this record deck sorted, otherwise we'll never get it done. And I'll have to look out for a I forgot what number it is. Is it an N78 valve at Goulburn? When I go there, I'll have to look out for a, see if I can get hold of one. If not, they're only a £5 on Fleabay. Well, I don't mind paying a £5 because it's my radiogram now. Because Mildred wants me to pick him up free EWC82s when I go, so I'm going to pick them up and I'll get them for him. Right, this needs a clean on the top before I can lubricate it, but I'm just cleaning. I might see if I can get these off and clean under them. I mean, make it look good. The radiogram that it's going back into needs refinishing, but that's not a problem. I've been known to do a bit of cabinet work and clean this lightly, just so it shows the speeds, because all that's in here is dirt. It's only dirt. The finish is still in there. And there we are. It says Garrard. And clean all the dirt off it. Give it a wipe, and there we go. It now says Garrard. We'll give it another clean. Be careful we don't take the paint out. Wipe it off. You can read it now and go over this again. You can read that now. You couldn't read that a minute ago. I thought it was worn. You couldn't read that a minute ago. You can now. It's really vibrant. Right. I don't know whether these come off or whether they sort of like glued in, or I don't think they're glued. I'm hoping that they've got those daft clips on the bottom of them. Got the daft clips on them. I'm not going to even attempt to get that off. I'm going to clean round them because they've got them stupid clips on them that clip them into place, which is a shame really, because if they would be, why couldn't they have used circlips? Use those clips that create pressure. I'm not even going to attempt to get them off because I just know they'll break. So I'm not going to attempt that. I'm going to just try and clean within them. All this is everything's okay. It just needs a good clean, and we need a bit more than IPA for that. So what I'll do, I'll put the IPA away for now, and I'll get a cloth and the detergent in a minute. Oh, that one fits on there, so I'll put the small one on there, and I'll use that big one for pouring the IPA, and it'll be more manageable. We'll put that there for now. No, we'll put it over here. I'll put the IPA there, and I can have my brew. Lovely. There's me detergent. Surprising actually how well these things actually come up. Let's get this microfiber cloth. What we do now, just do everywhere the spray. It doesn't matter. Nothing's getting wet. There we go. Move that. Don't let it drip into my tea. And then what we'll do, we'll look at that. I mean, there's no point in stripping it. I mean, I could, but I don't see the need, because it's, if it was all seized up and gummed up and everything, then I would, but it isn't, so it's just got a thick layer of dust. Yeah, I've always wondered though, and you lads probably have as well, I've always wondered how dust, so much crap, can get under a turntable. I mean, the dust is supposed to get anywhere, can't it? There we go. Wherever this has been kept, it's been kept pretty dry and in a constant temperature, because it's not I mean, where I can't get in with the cloth, I'll get in with a cotton bud. Or as our friends across the pond call them, a Q-tip. I don't want to damage any springs. So anywhere that looks a bit iffy to get into, I'm not even going to attempt. I'll do it with a cotton bud. The detailing. But yeah, I'm happy with that. The plate needs a bit of a clean here all around the outside, but that I can worry about that later. I can worry about that when I need to worry about it, not just at the moment, this point in time. And I can go around all this where I can't get into with a cotton bud. I can move that over, get that there. And that's got it pretty much. Give this a bit of a clean here. What about on the top of that gear? That gear looks okay actually. Yeah. Got to get some grease down into there and some oil down into there, but that's no problem. There we are. That's for the most part pretty done. I'm happy with that. Now let's hold that over onto stop. We can get our fingers in there. There we go. And that's actually, you know, that's actually brass in there, you know. It's surprising, isn't it? I mean, I thought that was painted. It's actually brass, you know. But back then they did stuff like that, didn't they? You know, back then it was, you know, it was really well. Look at that, you know. It's you know, the things they did back then and they don't do today. Clean the top of these controls and see if the dirt's grounding or if it will wipe off. Nothing's grounding. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It's come off. Thought that was a bit. Not going to move there, but it has. Right, and all this here needs to be cleaned in there. We'll get a cotton bud in there. Right. And what I can actually do here, I can get some of my detergent into this. There we go. Some of that into there. And now, there we go. I can get the detergent. Oh, they're not that good, are they? Bit of pressure on them to snap. There we go. Let's get a clean one. There you go, sorted. So it would have been nice to get these off. Would have been nice to get them off, but unfortunately. Unfortunately, that wasn't going to happen because I don't want to run the risk of breaking them. So I'd rather clean round them. Right, so that's that one done. I'll use the end of that. We'll do inside that one in a minute. We'll just do round. Do under there. Because dust gets under there. Do there like that. Perfect. Now let's get another one. These will all go in the bin in a bit. Get a quick slurp of my brew. And hold that down so I can get in there. I'll use a clean one just to get into that there, because it might be scratched or it's got hairs or something scratched. Give that a polish up. That's actually brass. There we go. It's better. Now, go around here and get all the bits I couldn't get with the cloth. Even though you think you've got it, there's still plenty of cack in it. Get that clean. See, that'll come off the top. Crap will come off the top of that. So it's always nice to just try and... Yeah, I'll see you later, Christine.
It's been done.
Right, cheers. See, what it'll do, it'll just come off the rubbish. It's all the crap that's on there. You look at that. Come off there, that. Use a fair amount of cotton buds doing it, but it's where people have oiled it in the past and got oil all over the place where they shouldn't. That's if it's seen any oil after it left the factory. A lot of these didn't. That's why a lot of them don't work. Because a lot of them didn't see any oil after they were made. I mean, that'll need to be lubricated. I'm going to use IPA actually because I'll put that detergent over there. And what we'll do, we'll use a bit of IPA because that's really thick. There we go. Put that there so I don't catch it. that's really bringing it off. Look at the difference there. I mean, there's some occasions where only IPA will do. This is one of them. She left my door open. She has. She left my frigging door open for. Yeah, that Swiss roll was nice. Yeah, that went down well. I don't eat a lot of that stuff though because, well, for one reason it's fattening. But, you know, and a man of my size, do I really need worry about that? Well, I suppose not really, but. Clean the top of this motor. Get all the crud off. I mean, really I should take it out and do it, but honestly folks, it doesn't really need it. Oh, trust me, it doesn't really need it. It's dirty but not too bad. It's only just accumulation of crap over the years really. I mean, it'll clean up. I mean, this thing here doesn't matter. You don't see this when the idler's on, but you know, it's just nice to make it work as possibly as good as it possibly is capable of. Which back in the day was very capable. These Garrards were brilliant. That's, some of it comes up like new, I mean, and other bits just don't. I mean, yeah, I could have pulled it all apart, like I say, but there's just no point to doing that because there just isn't. There's just no point to that. Especially when you can just clean all the parts and, you know, just make it look. I don't know what'll happen with this radiogram. I've got a clue. But at least there's one thing for sure. At least we can say it's got a good deck. Clean around here now. Go over all that in again in a minute. Yay! Clean this. Clean that down there. I mean, a lot of it's got no crap on because a lot of it's covered. And then some of it's covered in crap. But it just comes off, it's not corroded or out. It's dirt really. I mean, I'm not expecting to get this factory fresh. Decent will do. I'll be happy with decent. And I want to try and get some inroads into it because we're back on Steve's Roberts in the next few days. When his stuff turns up, we're back on that. Clean this. This is the actuation pile. Or velocity trip. Whatever you choose to call it. And that should not be lubricated at all. That should be. Let's get another bud and just go. Just over this once more and just get the remains of the crap off. There we go. We don't even know whether the cartridge works in this. It probably doesn't. They're usually dead. But I had a look at it earlier and I noticed that somebody's had the, is that rust there or is it crap? Oh, we found a bit of rust. Is it rust? Or is it just crap? No. Well, it won't come off anyway. Most of it has. But this is just rubbish on the side there. Alright, let's go back to the detergent. And just go around all this here and I mean I could unscrew that, but I'm just not inclined to want to do that. There we go. Get the leaky cloth, dip it in there, and just give it a wipe round now. There we go. There we are. Let's give that a bit of a wipe there. That's it. Alright. Well, I'm leaving that as it is now. That'll get polished before it goes back in. And I'll just clean round these bits here that I've not been able to. There we go. Just clean all the residue off. Just so it looks like it's been cleaned, you know, which it has been. There we are, that'll do. There we go. That'll there for now. Right, let's get a sip of me brew before it goes cold, eh folks? Chuck all them in the bin. And they're out of the way then, aren't they? There we go. Right, so that's all done. What we'll do now, we'll oil and grease the top. Now we'll put a bit of grease on here because it slides. Now what we'll do, we'll oil all the pivot points. Anything that slides metal to metal, put a bit of grease on. The rest you just oil the points. So oil all the pivot points. Just one little, apart from this, you don't, that's supposed to stay dry. Yeah. I've done that. We'll do this one here. That's it. Do the idler thing there. The idler pivot. The motor, we'll do the top bearing because we can get into it. There we go. Some of these motors had oilers on them. This one doesn't appear to have, but some of them did. Now what we'll do, we'll clean the top of the motor with IPA. It's only a 3-speed deck, this is. And you get a bit of crap off even so. A fair amount of rubbish comes off. Getting near the end of this servicing now. Start putting things back together. We've got to look for two, we've got to look for two, but the idler can go back in. Put the fibre washer on for the bottom. Put that washer there for a minute. And that washer, there's two of them on the top. I got a message. Oh, it's just Jay. Just replying to Jay. Ah, right. Yeah. Now these washers go back on in order. You've got a fibre one that goes on first. Then you've got a metal one that goes on behind. And then you've got the clip that goes on. There we go. Now we need to oil the turntable wind its mechanism back first. Get a bit of oil down there. There we go. Now, can I get down there with my grease brush to grease the bearings, or am I going to have to take the damn things out? Usually there's a way in to avoid taking it out. And see, the reason why I don't want to take them out is you can have an habit going everywhere when you do. Pain in the arse, really. But if I have to take them out, I have to take them out. But I'd rather not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my grease brush and I think I can just get into there. Let's get my brush, get a bit of grease on it. There we go. And I think I can just get into there. Yeah, that's quietened it down. Oh yeah. That's a lot better. It's quietened it down a lot. So we managed to get into it. Yeah. That'll be alright. Now, let's just try the mechanism. Reject. Ooh, it turns a bit. It takes a bit to get it moving, but it does. That's because the arms clip down. And that all works. Check the speed mechanism. Yeah. That speed mechanism, I need to find 2 grommets, but other than that, that mechanism, that's like butter. That's actually not bad. That feels good now, that. And it will drop records, I've already tried that. The next thing is to find 2 grommets to fit that. I should have some somewhere, but where is another matter. Right, so there's now I can do till I find 2 grommets for that. And they're actually bigger. They're actually bigger than the grommet, than the other type of grommets. I'm hoping I've got 2 in the. There's a scrap Garrard in the shed, which is a bit newer than this one, but it's from the early 50s. This is a very early 50s, late 40s or very early 50s. This one. The other one's from about the early to mid 50s. And it might have grommets on it. If it hasn't, then I'm looking at them out of luck, or I'm looking at some way of modifying some others. But finish that off. Let's put the IPA away. Yeah, so I'm going to put this over here. So yeah, that's really all it needed was a lubrication. I mean, yeah, I know you like to see me strip them down, but I don't see the point of stripping them if there's not really any need. I mean, if it was all jammed up and seized up and gummed up and, you know, needed really pulling apart and doing, then yeah, that's what I would do. But as it didn't need any of that, I just didn't see the point. I mean, sometimes there is no point to actually just pulling it apart. When a good servicing will, like that, what a good assembled servicing, shall we call it, will do. I just need to find some grommets now. And I think the ones off that one in the shed, I think they're missing. Because Mildred had that, and I think he had the grommets off it, but and I don't think I've got any grommets to fit that, so I'm gonna have to hunt about, try and find some. Modern grommets I don't think will fit. If they do, I'll have to pack it with a bit of the old grommet maybe. Do some modification. But we'll get around it somehow. We'll suss it out. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now, folks. Yeah, baby wipes are good, yeah. But I haven't got any, so. Is there a railway station near me? Yeah, there is. There is a railway station near here actually, Brinnington Station. It's about a 5-minute walk up the road. I pity the people who have to go to it, who have to live behind it though. Well, trains going past all day. But yeah, it's how many people are watching I can't tell because all 5. Is it? Yeah, because I've got a mute symbol up on the thing, which that doesn't have to be there now because I muted YouTube. So before I forget, I may as well unmute the monitor. May as well unmute that. There we go. Right, so given I haven't had my eye on it all the time, how's the live stream been? Have we noticed any picture breakup or any problems? You know, you've all been watching it, so yeah, you should have a good idea. I think, to be honest, I think it's been all right. Yeah, I think it's been all right. I don't think there's been a problem. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move the camera about. Just before I finish off, I'll move the camera about, and because that's when it really acts up. If it's going to, just move it about. Oh, there's me. Yeah, and I could go a bit further, but it won't go because of the lead. Let's put that back. There we go, I'll do. Yeah. Now if I move my program out of the way, minimise that. I think that's alright, isn't it? It is, it's very stable, isn't it? Yeah, it is, it's very stable, it's not bad. Well, sorting that, changing those settings doesn't seem to have hindered performance in any way. It seems to, let's have a look at the frame rate. Frames dropped, it's dropped 48 frames. Ah, so I'm not worried about 48 frames. I can live with that. Yeah, it's dropped a few frames, but now then again, these things happen. Nothing's perfect, but I'm going to leave it there, folks. If you haven't subscribed, then if you want to, then do so. Feel free. If you want to be notified of any up and coming videos, then feel free to click the bell and get notifications straight away. And join me later. I'll be back live later and begin to enjoy. I prefer, but I'm actually beginning to prefer coming on live and just doing it there and then, rather than mess about recording the video and then going to the trouble of uploading it. This is a much better way of doing it, because I don't have all that messing about. I just have to come on and just do it and not worry about anything else. Anyway, folks, you all take care, and I will catch you all later. If I find some grommets, I hope I do, because if I don't, I'm gonna be yes, I'm gonna be looking looking for some. I'm going to look in the shed in a few minutes. Anyway, folks, you all take care, and join me later on today, probably tonight, for another one. See you later, folks. Bye for now.